A group of skilled hunters were hired by the Tianyuan organization for a mission to find and exterminate the creatures, called Wan Liang. One night, while the hunters of the 6th unit were on a mission, one of their colleagues suddenly became a demon. After it attacked the other members, one of them, named Tiken, quickly ran away out of fear. A few days later, a Tianyuan called Lady Loji assigned a hunter named Uki to lead the newly formed 6th unit. He did not hesitate to accept it and immediately went to see one of his companions, named Shanko. When he saw her, they went to the forest to look for their 3rd member. They arrived there and immediately noticed the extremely thick miasma in the area. After a few moments, someone suddenly absorbed this miasma, and they saw in the distance the person that they were looking for, named Shorei. After what Shorei did, one of her hands turned into demon, so she immediately took the Tianyuan pill. Lady Luaji suddenly appeared and told Uki and Shanko that Shorei was a Guizhan who had the ability to absorb Wan Liang. She added that Shorei was also the reason why the former 6th unit caught the Tianyuan's eye. Then she mentioned to them that they must look for another person because he was also a member of the 6th unit. This person was Tiken, and they found him when they went to the nearby village. The tea caddy that Lady Luaji had assigned to help them would also come with them in their missions. When Tiken saw Shorei, he was shocked and was scared, because Shorei was his former colleague in the 6th unit who became a demon. He told Uki that he had no intention of going back to being a hunter, so Lady Loji appeared to them. She reprimanded him, that's why he was forced to return to the group. Then he told Uki and Shanko about what Shorei did to their other colleagues when they were together before. But after hearing this, Uki still decided to include Shorei in the 6th unit. Suddenly, a message came from Lady Luaji that she had spotted a Wan Liang. He was currently being fought by soldiers sent to hopefully fight the Taping Teo. When the enemy was about to attack the general, Shorei suddenly came there to punch him. Uki and the others saw the condition of the enemy and could not believe what Shorei had done. After the enemy got up, he and Shorei fought again until Shorei was hit by his weapon. That was when Uki took action and used his talisman to save Shorei. After that, he moved her to safety, and then the enemy rushed at Tiken, so he was forced to tie the enemy, and it was immediately followed by Uki's attack. Shanko tried to remove the Wan Liang, but the host's negativity was too strong. Because of this, Uki tried to talk to him, and that was when they found out why he was possessed by the Wan Liang. After telling his story, Uki remembered the night when they were attacked by soldiers who were also possessed by Wang Liangs. This also caused the death of the head priest who took care of him and the other children. Because of Uki's words, Shanko saw an opportunity to try and remove the Wang Liang from the host's body. When the Wang Liang came out, Uki immediately turned his brush into a sword and quickly created a barrier to prevent it from escaping. When it was hit by Uki's sword, it returned to the host's body, who transformed into a monster. The enemy immediately attacked them, that they were thrown away because of its great force. Uki got up and rushed at the enemy, but Shorei suddenly attacked first. After Shorei absorbed the miasma from the monster, it was the moment that she transformed into a demon. She fought against the monster, and with her great strength and speed, she was able to knock it down. The monster even tried to get away and escape from her, so Uki immediately stopped the enemy. Then Shorei took the opportunity to attack it from behind, and it was here that the enemy was defeated. Uki immediately took the Tianyuan's pill to give it to Shorei, who also drank it. And the person who was possessed by the Wang Liang asked for forgiveness from their general. After they finished the mission, they decided to eat first. When Uki tried to invite Shorei, she just ignored him. Then they asked Caddy what does Guizhan means. Caddy said that based on what he heard from the rumors, it was created by the Tianyuan to eliminate the Wan Liang. Tiken insisted that Shorei was not really human because of the way she transformed into a demon. Shanko tried to stop him because Shorei might hear him, but he still did not stop from talking. Meanwhile, in a town near where they were located, a fortune teller called a general who was assigned there. When the general approached the tent, she showed him the sword and told him that it would give him unparalleled strength. The general was attracted to it, so he immediately decided to take this sword. Little did he know that the soothsayer had deceived him. A few moments later, Lady Luaji sent letter to Uki's group about another Wan Liang. They went to the nearby town because the Wan Liang was spotted there. When they got there, they noticed Shorei looking at hairpins in the market. So they approached her and asked her to choose, but she suddenly ran away, and after a few moments, her chest reacted again. She noticed that someone was watching her, but she did not let Uki know about it. In the evening, the general who had already been possessed by the Wang Liang of the sword, attacked one of the residents. When Uki saw the victim the next day, they were sure that the person who did it was nearby. Because of this incident, they waited to get dark to keep an eye on the perpetrator, and when Shoriai's chest reacted again, she saw the one that caused it, so she followed it alone. When she arrived at an empty lot, the general appeared to her. He transformed into a demon, so Shorei immediately absorbed the miasma, so her other hand could transform as well. The two of them fought until Shorei was able to break the enemy's sword. But she did not expect that it would just form again and become two. While Uki was looking for Shorei, he noticed the miasma in the distance. The female fortune teller who owned the sword was just nearby and watching the two. Since Shorei could feel that she cannot win with her current strength, she decided to transform into a demon. Their fight continued until Shorei broke the sword again. That was the moment when the enemy evolved, so when Shorei retreated, it quickly attacked her that she was unable to dodge. Uki suddenly came and immediately created a barrier. When he got close to Shorei, the enemy repeatedly attacked him. He tried to block it with his barrier, but due to the strength of the opponent, his barrier was almost broken. Fortunately, Shanko also came there and the barrier was fixed again. Due to Uki's strength, the fortune teller thought that the Guizhan was not the only thing she should be worried about. When Tiken came, he immediately bound the opponent, and this was when Uki used his 8-gate golden chain formation. After Tiken threw an explosive device at the enemy, Shorei followed quickly with another attack. Because of this, the sword was completely destroyed, and they successfully defeated it. When the general woke up, the fortune teller immediately left. The next morning, they continued their journey in search of the Wang Liang. They saw in the distance a village that seemed destroyed by the fire. When they got there, they were shocked to see the bodies of dead people lying on the ground. Shorei was so bothered by this that Uki noticed her, so he tried to calm her down. After a while, the other residents who survived appeared to them, so Uki's group immediately helped them. When they talked to the villagers, they found out that the attack was done by bandits. They also mentioned about the strange horse that the leader of the bandits was riding. When Shorei noticed the miasma, it turned out to be from the bandits who came back to attack again. Because of this, most of the villagers died immediately. Uki moved quickly, and after his attack, he noticed that the horse was the host of the Wang Liang. When another group of bandit was about to attack them, Shanko immediately put them to sleep. Because of the leader's continuous attacks on the residents, Shorei remembered the night when their town was attacked. She was so angry that she absorbed a lot of miasma, causing her demon form to evolve too. But she lost her control on herself that when she attacked, Uki was affected by it. Then she attacked the leader of the bandits, but he quickly ran away. When they chased after the enemy, Uki used his talisman to hold Shorei, and he tried to calm her down. But she got away from Uki's grip, so Uki used his 8-gate golden chain formation. The enemy took the opportunity to escape, and Uki told Shanko to remove the miasma from Shoriai's body. After doing this, Shorei became weak, and she was immediately given Tianyuan's pill in order for her to return to her normal self. Suddenly, Lady Luoji appeared, and explained to them why Shorei transformed like that. This happened if there were circumstances that caused her to lose control of her feelings. So Lady Luoji also told the story of what happened in the town of Shorei. Just like what happened to Uki, Shorei also lost her loved ones. Because of the sacrifice of her parents, she was able to escape from those who attacked them. But when Lady Luoji tracked her down, Shorei already attracted the Wang Liang because of her fear of death. Lady Luoji decided to kill her, but Shorei begged her and said that she wanted to live. But after a while, she also died, and it was here that Lady Luoji decided to make her a Guizhan. At night, Shorei regained consciousness and immediately asked what happened to the bandit. When they answered, she found out that she had lost control of herself and almost got Uki and the others into trouble. Suddenly, the bandit appeared to them, and he already joined with his horse. When Shorei saw the blood on his weapon, she remembered her past again. For this reason, she transformed and immediately attacked the enemy. That was also the moment when Uki decided to use his linking chain. With this, he was able to calm Shorei, but he was affected by the miasma that he was absorbing. He was suddenly attacked by the enemy, and while the enemy had his focus on Uki, Shorei immediately moved to attack, causing her to defeat the enemy. Then Shanko quickly removed the miasma from Uki's body. One day, when they arrived in a town, Lady Luoji suddenly appeared to them. While they were eating, Lady Luoji mentioned about the fortune teller. She said that the fortune teller's actions were suspicious, so she decided to follow her until she was noticed by this woman. She had a hunch that it had something to do with the Wangliangs that were spreading in different places. She knew that the fortune teller's current location was in the southeast of Shenzhou. After getting the information, Uki's group was assigned to go there and find this woman. In this country, there were warrior brothers who were also known as Peach Garden Brothers. Their eldest was offered to hold the position of Governor General by the will of the people. But the eldest refused to accept it because it was not what he wanted. After hearing his decision, there had been a misunderstanding between him and one of his brothers. When Uki's group arrived there, Shorei bumped into one of the Peach Garden Brothers. They found out that he was looking for his brother. Because of the concern shown on his face, Shanko noticed it. Shanko understood his feelings because she also had a younger brother. On the other hand, the person that he was looking for was currently drinking, and the fortune teller suddenly approached him. After a few minutes, he was already possessed by the Wangliang. He immediately attacked, but his brother stopped him. When he attacked again, Uki acted quickly to block it, and Shanko also helped him. That was when the Wangliang appeared, and they knew that it was a carbuncle. Shorei attacked it, but it quickly hid, causing the host to be the only one who was affected. The fortune teller appeared and told them that even if they try to kill the Wangliang, the host would also be affected by it. But they were surprised when the host suddenly spoke and begged them to kill him. Because of this, the fortune teller decided to retreat with the Wangliang. When they arrived at the palace, they explained about the Wangliangs and how they would defeat them. But in the situation of one of the brothers, as a host, it could be fatal for him if they try to separate him from the Wangliang who possessed him. They thought of another way, and at night they faced the enemy again. Uki transformed Shorei into her demon form, and they used a linking chain so that Shorei could properly control herself. While Shorei was exchanging attacks with the opponent, Uki suddenly weakened. But Uki did not let it affect the situation and told Shorei attack the enemy again. When the female fortune teller noticed that the miasma of the Wangliang was weakening, she gave the host what she called the Wangliang liquor. After drinking it, his miasma got stronger again, and after a while, their older brother came there. The fortune teller attacked him, so Uki mobilized Shorei to save him. Then he told his brother not to give up, and not let the Wangliang swallow him. When Shanko saw an opportunity, she immediately used the purification sonata, and one of the brothers quickly acted to remove the Wangliang. Shorei caught it and immediately destroyed it. The fortune teller was about to run away, but Tiken blocked her. She attacked Tiken, so Uki quickly defended him, and that was when the enemy had a chance to escape. The next day, before they left, they talked to the brothers. The older brother said that he decided to accept the position as Governor General. One night, Tiken dreamed again of the day when Shorei attacked them all. Because he left his colleagues to escape that night, his conscience was still bothering him. The next morning, when Shorei made them breakfast, he refused to eat it. He said that he would not eat anything cooked by Shorei, and then he left the house. In the afternoon, when he came home after drinking some liquor, he was surprised to see his old colleagues. He could not believe that they were still alive. They said that they were able to recover, and they were now planning to return to being hunters. Tiken immediately apologized to them for what he did. Although they forgave him immediately, they also asked for a favor from him. They wanted him to kill Shorei, and this surprised him. He did not want to follow their request on him, but Fan reminded him of what he did when he left her, even though she was asking for his help. Then Heian pointed a weapon at him, causing him to agree on their demand. He was given a bag of poison that came from the Kunlun Mountains. His former captain said that it was so strong that even a Guizhan could not survive it. When he returned to their house, he was the one who cooked dinner, so he easily put the poison in Shorei's food. But when Shorei was about to eat the food, he stopped her because his conscience bothered him that much. Then he quickly took the food that he cooked and brought it outside. While he was outside, his previous colleagues suddenly appeared to him. They immediately found out that he did not continue his plan in poisoning Shorei, so they decided to kill him. But he begged for his life, so he was given another chance. They wanted him to bring Shorei to them. So the next day, he lied to Uki that he found Wan Liang, so he brought them to the place that his former captain told him. Just a few moments later, when they arrived at the location, the 3 former hunters showed up to them. Shorei could not believe that they were still alive. It was here that Uki found out that these were the former members of the 6th unit. The captain suddenly attacked Shorei and was followed by Heian, so Uki intervened to save her. It turned out that they had been possessed by Wang Liangs as a result of their anger towards Shorei. When Heian attacked, Shanko helped to block it. Shorei attacked Heian, but she hesitated to hurt him because of Fan's words. Because of this, Heian got a chance to attack Uki. Then Fan attacked Shanko, and that was when the captain tied up Shorei. He tied Shorei to the pole, and under it were gunpowder and oils that they had prepared. Then he ordered Tiken to light the bomb. Tiken was forced to do this, but after a while, he realized that he was doing the same thing that Shorei had done before if he continued and followed the order on him. So before the fire reached the bomb, he stopped it. Then he also threw explosives at the enemies. Shorei absorbed the miasma from the enemies, and she was able to transform and break free from being tied up. When the enemy attacked again, Tiken detonated the bomb with the gunpowder and oils. But the enemies were still alive, and from the miasma, they created a supreme black dragon blast. When Shorei attacked, this weapon was aimed at her, and luckily, Uki was able to quickly use the linking chain, and he was able to pull Shorei away from it. The enemies attacked again, and it was here that Tiken used his impregnable fortress to block it. So when Shorei retaliated, the opponents were unable to block it, and this caused their complete defeat. After the fight with the enemy, Tiken became nice to Shorei. A few days later, they were assigned to fight the Wang Liang in a kingdom. This Wang Liang was so strong that the whole kingdom was almost destroyed. After Shorei saved the captive that she was holding, the enemy attacked her and was swallowed by miasma. She transformed into his full demon form even though Uki used the linking chain on her. In this situation, Uki was also affected and it caused him to fall. In Shorei's anger at the enemy, she repeatedly attacked it until she also killed the host. After she absorbed all the miasma, it was the moment that she lost consciousness. Until the sun rose, she was still not waking up. Another problem for them was how they could return Shorei to her human form. After a while, the woman they saved came there, and she introduced herself as Yumi. She said that she might be able to help with Shorei's condition, so it was here that they found out that she also knew about the Guizhan. Yumi informed them that it was her master who taught her about Gizans. After she observed Shorei, she mentioned about the curse heart. She took special talismans which were created by her master. The talisman absorbed all the miasma in Shorei's body, causing her human form to be restored. Uki asked Yumi about the curse heart, which according to Yumi was related to the forbidden spell that could revive the dead. She added that it was like a false heart, and to maintain its function, the host needed a miasma. But if Shorei continued to do this, the day might come when she would also become a complete Wan Liang. That was the reason why creating a curse heart was a forbidden spell. In the afternoon, Uki talked to Lady Luoji to ask her about the curse heart. Lady Luoji did not deny it, so Uki was angry that she only informed him about it at that moment. Lady Luoji explained that they did not need to know this, because a Guizhan was not really a part of the group, but they were just a weapon given to the hunters. Then Uki also found out that Shorei was the only Guizhan with a curse heart, since it was the only way to bring her back to life after she died. The next day before saying goodbye to them, Yumi mentioned the possibility that the curse on Shorei's heart could be removed. She had a hunch that her master might know something about this. After they found out the location of Yumi's master, they immediately went on their journey to reach it. While they were on the way, they received a message for their next mission. But Uki just threw it away because he chose to prioritize Shorei's heart in order to save her from the curse. After a few hours of walking, they arrived at the location pointed by Yumi. When they entered it, they saw Yumi's master. But when Uki touched him, he gradually disappeared, and then they saw the fortune teller at the top. She released a monster, so Uki's group hurriedly went out. Uki immediately created a barrier, but with just one scream from the monster, it was quickly got broken. Shorei tried to attack it, but it only retaliated against her. Even Shankyo's attack did not work on it. When Shorei got up, the giant snake attacked her, so Uki used the linking chain. But Shorei just removed it because she did not want Uki to be swallowed by the miasma again. After the snake threw her, she transformed into her full demon form. When the enemy attacked Tiken, she immediately blocked it. Then she punched the enemy in the eye, so it grabbed her and threw her towards Uki. When it attacked them, Uki tried to block it until his barrier broke, and both of them fell into the river. The enemies quickly took action to follow them, and so did Tiken and Shankyo. Meanwhile, Uki and Shorei landed near the waterfall. When Shorei woke up, she immediately checked on Uki's condition. Then she helped him with his injured leg. After a few moments, the enemies came there. It was the moment that they found out that the fortune teller had planned to take Shorei with her. But Uki had no intention of just letting her take Shorei, so the fortune teller ordered the monster to attack him. Before it could get close to them, he immediately used the 8-gate golden chain formation, and then he and Shorei quickly ran away. When they were far away from the enemies, they decided to rest because of Uki's injury. But just a few minutes later, the enemies immediately tracked them down. It was because they followed the miasma that the snake tail put on Shorei after biting her. But before they could attack them, Uki used his blossoming tree to bind the monster, and then they ran again. When Tiken and the others saw the footprints of Uki and Shorei, they were relieved because they were sure that they were still alive. In order for them to quickly track them down and get ahead of the enemies, they thought of asking Lady Luoji for help, even though they knew they were still guilty after disobeying her. When Lady Luoji appeared to them, they were immediately being reprimanded by her, and they also accepted the punishment that was waiting for them. But they still begged her to help them find Uki and Shorei right away. To make Lady Luoji agree to this, Tiken promised to devote his whole life to being a hunter. As Uki and Shorei were being chased by the enemies, Uki used his remaining talisman to block them. But since he knew that it would not last long, he told Shorei to run, and that he would be the one to stop the enemies. When the monster attacked, they saw the golden eagle and heard Tiken's voice. Tiken immediately helped Uki so they could hide, while the enemies were still blocked by the smoke screen. When they were able to hide in the cave, it was here that they mentioned to Uki that Lady Luoji helped them in their search on them using the golden eagle. Because they know that it would not take long for the enemies to track them down, Uki thought that they should fight them face to face. Tiken thought of a way, so while the enemies continued to search for them, Uki's group used the stones to deceive the enemy. It turned out that Uki was using his linking chain with Shorei's miasma, and since the monster was following her smell, he also tied it to other stones. Because of this, he and Shorei had a chance to bind the monster. With the help of Shankyo, Uki was given extra strength to fight, and Tiken also used the attack that he had prepared for the monster. That was when Uki and Shorei took advantage of the opportunity to kill their enemy. Shorei intended to chase the fortune teller, but Uki stopped her and told her that they should let her go, because the most important thing was that they were both safe. They searched where Yumi's master lived, hoping that they could find something there which could be used to discover how the curse on Shorei's heart to be removed. Just a few moments later, Yumi came there and was saddened by what she saw. But because she wanted to help Shorei, she begged Uki if she could join them on their journey. Uki knew that she could help them a lot, so as the captain of the 6th unit, he allowed her to come with them. After a few days of searching for the cure on the curse heart, they came to a village where people were lying on the ground because of the disease that was spreading in the area. When they saw their illness, Shankyo noted that it was the same as his younger brother's disease. She said that it just kept spreading because there was no cure for this disease. After a few moments, Shorei called them to show to them the papers that were scattered in the village. When Yumi saw it, she immediately recognized that it was a talisman from the cult of the Phoenix. Based on what she knew, the leader of the cult named Sango had the ability to create medicine for the same illness of Shankyo's brother. From this information, they decided to go to the location of the cult of the Phoenix. When they arrived there, the guards immediately blocked them at the entrance. But just a few moments later, a man who introduced himself as Zhangji came there to let them in. He knew that they were the 6th unit hunters, and this surprised Uki's group. According to Zhangji, Sango could see everything, so he knew that they were coming. He took them to Fango's room, and they found out that the leader of the cult was a blind girl. Shanko immediately asked her about the medicine for his brother's illness. Although Fango confirmed that they had the medicine that Shanko was referring to, she said that she could not give it right away. She said they need to stop their missions against the Wangliangs, and this surprised Uki's group. Fango believed that instead of killing the Wangliangs, they should learn to just accept them and let them live with people. She added that even if there was Wangliang or not, people still did the same thing, and it was to kill each other through war. And what the hunters were doing was no different from the warlords' actions. They were given time to think about it, and a room was prepared where they could stay. When they were in the room, they discussed what Fango had said. Uki said that it was difficult to follow the wishes of Fango, because Wangliang could only cause trouble to people. Shanko decided to go out first to get some fresh air. That was when Uki mentioned that he noticed something strange there. He thought that if the cult had the ability to cure diseases, why were other villagers still suffering from illness? Because of this, they decided to investigate the area. On the other hand, Fango and Zhangji talked and planned to get the guizhan or shorei. While Shanko was playing her musical instrument, she was surprised to see her brother, named Shuantai. She could not believe how he ended up in this place. Shuantai said that a member of the cult of the Phoenix took him and brought him there. He added that he felt better since he came to this place. However, his illness had not completely disappeared. This was because Fango had not yet completed the medicine. So he asked his sister for a favor to get the last ingredient to complete the medicine. And this was the blood of a guizhan that shocked Shanko. Shorei was mentioned in their conversation, and Shuantai tried to beg Shanko to do this request. Shuantai made Shanko choose which between him and Shorei was more important. Since Shanko loved her brother so much, she followed his request. So just a few minutes later, while Shorei was investigating, she saw Shanko and immediately approached her. Shanko made her sleep, but she did not know that Yumi had seen them. Together with Shuantai, they brought Shorei to Zhangji, who promised to complete the medicine. While Uki and Tiken were looking for Shorei, they saw Yumi running towards them. They immediately found out what Shanko did to Shorei. Then Uki noticed the residents there who were smiling as they approached them. Meanwhile, Shanko's conscience bothered her about what she did to Shorei, so she just cried. It turned out that Zhangji and Fango intended to create immortal warriors to face the armies of the warlords. And with this, no one could defeat them, and they would have control of the central plain of Shenzhou. As soon as they started the process, the miasma spread throughout the area. It was the moment when Shuantai told his sister that he had died after his illness worsened, and this shocked Shanko. Then he suddenly strangled her, and because Shanko still could not believe what she heard, she lost the strength to fight. While they were carrying out the process, Shorei also woke up due to the miasma. Zhangji told her that she would be turned into a jiangshi. Since she was already a guizhan, it was certain that if she became a jiangshi, no one could match her strength, neither human nor demon. When Shorei found out that he was also a member of the Taping Teo, she used her hair to attack Fango, and this caused their disciples to be affected like the other jiangshi, including Shuantai. Because of this situation, Uki immediately told Yumi to get out of there. Fango quickly continued what she was doing with Shorei, and Zhangji also showed what he got from a woman while he was traveling. He believed that the one who created this typing arts was their great teacher, and he had been chosen to restore the Taping Teo. Meanwhile, Uki and Tiken fought against the jiangshi which they encountered while they were looking for Shorei and Shanko. When Zhangji sensed the battle going on, he left Fango for a while and went to the prison to release the other jiangshi. But Shanko came there and killed them all. Then she also tied up Zhangji and asked about Shorei's whereabouts. But he did not answer her. Suddenly, Shuantai came there. Because of this, Zhangji had a chance to escape from her. Shuantai attacked her. Since she knew that her brother would never come back, she decided to eliminate him. When Zhangji returned to Fango, he was being impatient because Shorei had not yet become a jiangshi. Fango mentioned about the curse heart, which surprised him, because from what he knew, there was nothing written in the typing arts about it. That was when the fortune teller appeared, and Zhangji immediately remembered that she was the one who gave him the typing arts. Zhangji found out that she intended to sell the typing arts to him in order to benefit from his actions. And his meeting with Fango was also not a coincidence because Fango herself approached him in purpose. She also revealed that what was in the typing arts were not true because their leader just made them up. It was here that Fango showed her true form as a Wan Liang. Then she took Shourei, but Shanko came to stop them. She tried to take Shourei back, but she was only hit by Fango's attack. Yet she still insisted on getting close to Shourei, and even though one of her eyes was injured, she managed to get Shourei back. Jinji pressed something that caused the buildings to gradually collapse. Shanko and Shourei were trying to get out of there, but due to Shanko's injuries, she gradually weakened. Until she could not take it anymore, but luckily, Uki came just in time. They managed to get out before the buildings completely collapsed. After a while, Yumi came and they were very happy because Shanko could be treated. But Fango suddenly appeared, and in Shorei's anger at what she did to Shanko, she immediately rushed at her. But with enemy strength, her attack did not work on Fango. Uki used the linking chain and blocked Fango's attack. Then Shourei immediately attacked Fango in its eyes, causing her to be defeated. When Jinji was about to walk away from there, Tiken was able to catch up with him. Uki also came, and it was here that Jinji mentioned that the Wangliang king had just used him. It only controlled all Wangliangs, and thought of nothing but destruction. He added that Uki's group could not handle his strength, and after what he said, he left there. After they returned to the temple, Yumi also finished treating Shanko's wounds, but she was unable to heal her eyes. In order for Shanko to release the sadness in her heart, she played his brother's favorite music. A few days later, Yumi also removed the bandage from her eye. According to Lady Luwaji, although she could not restore her sight, she could remove the scar. But for Shanko, she was okay with this, and it would serve as a lesson for her. She was not able to save his brother, and she even betrayed Shourei. After that, Uki and Lady Luwaji talked about the Wanliang king. Lady Luwaji informed him that they had beaten and sealed it several times. But whenever there was a war between people, it also returned. It seemed that only the people were making a way for the Wanliang king to come out over again. Uki admitted that people played a big part in the emergence of Wanliang because of negative emotions and greed for power. But he was still determined to save humanity from the Wangliangs. A few hours later, and while he was teaching Shourei how to write her name, he suddenly felt bad because of the miasma. Yumi said that his fever was high, and she also showed to them the miasma that was spreading throughout his body. Lady Luwaji said that it was because Uki used the linking chain too much. As far as Shanko knew, he would always remove the miasma from Uki's body every time they finished their fights with the enemies. But Lady Luwaji clarified that the linking chain was different because its caster became one with Guizhan. It was here that Shourei realized how Uki sacrificed his life for her. Shanko tried to use her purification, but it did not work. Tiken and Shanko decided to find a good place where Uki could rest, and let Yumi and Shourei watch over him. While Shourei was wiping Uki's sweat, Yumi told her the only way she knew that could save Uki's life. She told Shourei that she needed to absorb all the miasma that in Uki's body. In Shorei's desire to save Uki, she did not hesitate to do it. She started it immediately, and it quickly affected her curse heart. After a few moments, the miasma in Uki's body gradually disappeared. But Shourei lost consciousness from the excessive amount of miasma that she had absorbed. Shanko and Tiken suddenly came there, and Yumi was forced to reveal her true self. It turned out that she was the fortune teller, and she intended to have Shourei suck the miasma from Uki's body and fill the curse heart. Since it was done, she could now bring Shourei to the Wanliang king. She also mentioned that the Wanliang king would use the curse heart to open the door of grief. This was the door that connected the human world and the other world. Through this, the dead would return again, but as Wanliang. Tiken tried to attack Yumi, but she only countered him. When Shanko attacked, the miasma engulfed her, causing her to weaken and lose consciousness. By nightfall, Uki woke up, so when he saw that the two were unconscious, he immediately tried to wake up Shanko. When Shanko woke up, she immediately informed him about Yumi and the abduction of Shourei. They still could not believe that Yumi was the fortune teller because she had helped them several times. So Shanko thought that there might be another reason. Lady Luwaji appeared to them and told them that it was possible that Shourei was taken to the Palace of Fiends, where the Wangliang king was. But Lady Luoji admitted that she did not know where was the exact location. She said that the Tian Yuan had tried to find it, but they failed. However, she knew a way in order for them to follow Yumi. She said that they would use the remaining miasma in Uki's body that he got from Shorei. She added that it would only work for those who already used the linking chain. She started the process, and after Uki saw his memories of Shorei, it was here that he saw her current location. Because of this, Lady Luoji released the golden eagle from Uki, and it would guide them to Shorei. The next morning, when Yumi arrived to his master's place, she started the ritual. But suddenly, the golden eagle came, and Uki used the 8-gate golden chain formation on Yumi. They thought that she was going to go to the Wangliang king, but they found out that she had something else planned, so that she could bring back her family. They exchanged attacks until Yumi knocked them down. After they got up, Yumi attacked again, but Uki immediately blocked it. Shorei tried to stop Yumi from attacking, so when she lost her focus, Uki took the opportunity to attack with his strafe burst. Then they quickly went to approach Shorei, but before they could get close to her, the Wangliang king appeared to take her. The enemy also punished Yumi because he found out about her betrayal. The enemy successfully captured Shorei, but Yumi helped and gave them the information where they could find the exact location of the Palace of Fiends. So a few moments after Shorei arrived there, Uki's group also found the location of the Wangliang king. Then the enemy did something to Shorei that caused her to release a lot of miasma. There was a lot of it which spread in different places, and the people could see it. Uki's group fought the Wangliangs that they could encounter until they entered the palace itself. When they were approaching Shorei's location, they were immediately attacked by the Wangliang king that caused for Catty's destruction. Then the Wangliang king removed Shorei's curse heart that caused her immediate death. After the fusion of the cursed heart and the Wangliang king, it transformed into a Wangliang princess. She blew up the entire palace and began to open the door of grief. On the other hand, warriors from different countries were also fighting against the Wangliangs. When Uki got up, he immediately approached Shorei's body. Shanko and Tiken approached him, then Uki told them that they should not let the door of grief open completely. When they approached the Wangliang princess, she immediately attacked them. In order for Uki to get close to the Wangliang princess, Tiken and Shanko attacked her disciples. But she got ahead of Uki that Tiken and Shanko were also affected by this attack. Uki was thrown near Shorei, so he reached her again. When he held her hand, he heard something that she said, then he came back to his senses. Because of this, he once again had the courage to fight. It was the moment that he used his linking chain and aimed at the cursed heart. Since the heart was from Shorei, he knew that the linking chain would still work. But because of what he was doing, he was also affected by the miasma. Yet he was not swayed by this, so the Wangliang princess used the miasma that was from the door of grief. Uki released her, and even Shanko and Tiken could do nothing about it. So after Uki made a glimpse on Shorei, he passed out. After a few moments, Shorei's chest suddenly lit up and the linking chain came out of it. It connected with Uki, causing the miasma to be absorbed from his body. It brought out 2 more chains for Tiken and Shanko. This was when she woke up and immediately hugged Uki out of happiness. Due to the loss of the miasma in their body, they had new strength to fight. They attacked the Wangliang princess at the same time, but they still could not defeat her. Suddenly, the Wangliang princess released the fiend dragon. When it attacked, Uki tried to block it, but his barrier was easily broken, causing them to be hit hard by the enemy. After they got up, they thought of a strategy on how to defeat the dragon and the Wangliang princess. Shorei thought of using her demon power again because it would give her great power. For her to control it properly, they would use the linking chain. When they started their attack, Shanko and Tiken served as the bait. Because of this, the Wangliang princess did not notice their attack and she failed to avoid it. Their attack was so strong that they completely defeated her. After that, the miasma and Wangliangs that attacked the other areas also disappeared at the same time. This is the end of the last episode of Fantasia's Sango Realm of Legends. I hope you like it and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss newly uploaded videos. Thank you for watching.